Hello everyone, Nankas here. In this recap, I'll show you some of the best attacks from week 10 of FairyTail Season 4. Yep, I am slightly behind on this video and I can only blame my computer for that. My regular video editing software crashed and I could not make any recaps during the last 10 days. Is it a good enough excuse? Perhaps it isn't, but this is the one I have. Well, now back to the business. In the first part of this video, I'll show you attacks from clan Varhaiseläke and PinoyViolatorz9. It was a semi-pro war with the breakdown 4, 7, 16, 8, and congrats to clan Varhaiseläke on this win. The scores you see on the screen. So the first attack here is a 12v12 and it's a ground attack that starts with a queen charge. She'll show us here some war master class and then the hogs will join her. So the start was quite heavy. The queen was deployed at the north, right where all 5 Teslas, all X-bows and some other defenses were located, and of course the town hall itself. Despite the rage that was used on the healers at the very beginning, the queen was receiving way too much damage, so the warden's ability was used in the very beginning of this attack, and then the king was deployed to clear some of the buildings on the side and to absorb some of the damage of such a heavy corner. A few hogs were sent to destroy a couple of defenses like an archer tower and one of the X-bows. Once it was clear where the queen goes, Captain used 3 giants to distract the defenses at about 10 and with a few wizards cleared the buildings in that area. This was to direct the queen so she walks right into the core of the base. Then it was time to kill the defensive queen and with the help of a jump spell to get to the eagle to lure and kill the defensive CC. The entry here was very heavy. Huge value was expected from the queen, therefore there were 3 rage spells in total used for the queen and the jump, which left spots for only 2 heal spells for the hogs. And as you can see, the queen met our expectations. So many defense buildings, the town hall, the CC, the eagle, the defensive queen. She killed it all. Then, of course, once the CC was lured, it was time for the hogs, the slammer and the hogs, of course. The funnel that the queen created for them was simply perfect, and 2 heal spells were all the hogs needed. It was a truly amazing attack. Simple beauty in Clash of Clans. So last defenses go down and everything that is left, it's just to clear up some trash buildings. And the queen is even still alive. That is amazing. Now let's check the next attack from Conan the Beast. It is an 11v11 and a ground attack as well. And also starts with a queen walk, although this time she will 3-star with the help of miners. So the queen was deployed at about 10 and on one side Conan the Beast used the P.E.K.K.A. with a wizard and on the other side king with a few wizards. The baby dragons died too soon, so I'm not really counting them. The main target of the queen here, aside from funneling for the miners, is to kill the CC. Luckily, one of the latest upgrades in the game allowed the queen to reach out to the eagle, so she'll take it down too. The CC is lured and killed and the funnel for the miners is established, so it is time now for the second part of the attack, the miners. The slammer in this attack will help tanking and killing some of the defenses at around 3, and in the slammer Conan had the maxed valks. Now the spells. There were 2 rages, one was used for the queen and one is gonna be used on the miners right in the center of the base, and 4 heal spells for the miners as well. But look at the attack. The miners did not need that many heals. 1 heal was simply swagged. Beautiful and well planned attack indeed. And now let's check an 11v11 attack from PinoyViolatorz. Once again, a ground attack, this time though not with a queen walk or queen charge, but with a kill squad. Master Bite has 2 golems, 4 bowlers, both heroes, and some wizards for the kill squad, and some more bowlers in the wall wrecker. The rest are hogs. He deploys the golems with wizards wide enough to help the heroes and bowlers to follow the wall wrecker right into the core of the base. In order to save the kill squad from all the damage, specifically the eagle and the defensive CC, he uses a warden's ability, and once the wrecker pops, uses rage on the bowlers. The defensive queen was located right next to the eagle, so the kill squad was able to reach multiple important targets here. Kill the CC, the defensive queen, the eagle, which has, as all of you know, splash damage and is very dangerous for the hogs. And not the least important, this kill squad created a very narrow funnel for the hogs. I always say, and many already know that anyway, but funnel is one of the success keys of an attack. Funneling does not guarantee a triple, but if it is not created, it is almost guarantees a fail. Not in this hit though, not in this hit. There were not too many cleanup troops at the end of this attack, but there was enough time for the hogs to clear all the remaining buildings on this base. Nice job. Thanks to both teams for these beautiful attacks. Congrats to Varhaiseläke on the win, and good luck to PinoyViolatorz9 in the future wars. Now let's check some more attacks from a war in the amateur division. So here we go. This war was also part of week 10 and DL season 4, and the breakdown here was 2, 4, 8, 11. We'll see a couple of 12v12 attacks from FairyTail and a couple of 11v11s from Lannister Gold. Let's start. In the first part of the recap, we saw ground attacks. Now it is time for some air action. A Ghost Jaglalo from a player that I can't really see his nickname. Oops! He has 31 loons, 3 lava hounds, each Jaglalo in the blimp, and a few minions and wizards for the cleanup. For the spells, there were 2 clone spells, 2 freezes, a rage, and 3 haste spells. Before deploying the blimp, there was 1 loon sent to check for the air traps. This base was scouted, so I bet he knew there was that seeking air mine. Then, to allow for the blimp to move deeper into the base, a freeze was used on the single target Inferno and the axe bow. Once the blimp reached the targeted spot, right where the defensive queen was, the blimp popped, and both clone spells and the rage were used on the CC troops. The loons did not bring huge value here, but the main goal was accomplished. The defensive CC was killed, the queen was killed, and a few defenses too, including the Inferno Tower. Then it was the Sui hero's turn. While the king was tanking, the queen took down one of the air defenses. They both killed the town hall, one of the most dangerous buildings for the loons here, and the queen was even able to kill another air defense. It might not be as clear, but if you look carefully, there was actually a funnel created by both clone troops from the blimp on one side and the heroes on the other side. The loons just needed to go through the core of the base, and with the help of 3 lava hounds, 3 haste spells, and the warden's ability, they easily killed the rest of the defense buildings on this base. The base was wrecked. Amazing job. The next attack by Super Mish is also an air attack, but it is quite different. He's using a Queen Walk, or I probably should say Queen Charge in this case, with dragons, and notice there are no bad spells in this attack. The Queen is going to take down 2 air defenses in the very beginning and will keep working on the funnel for the dragons. On the other side, the King with 1 single bowler will do the same. With a few wall breakers, Mish opened the first layer of the wall, and the defensive King dragged the offensive King into that section. 3 of the 4 air defenses are gone at this point. And then the Queen continues her walk. Now she will take care of the defensive CC, the Eagle, and will continue working on the funnel for the dragons. All 4 air defenses are gone. Wow, that's amazing. Many other defenses, the CC, the Eagle. What a huge value was put into this one single lady. And then it was time for the dragons. 4 raged dragons killed the town hall, and the warden's ability saved them from the giant bomb, and the rest of the dragons with the slammer were deployed on the other side of the base. There were 5 rage spells in total in this composition, but only 2 were used on the dragons. The rest were invested, if I can say so, into the Queen. And that investment, in fact, paid back with an amazing 3-star. By the way, in the slammer, Mish had an E-drag, but it didn't bring a lot of value, at least in my opinion. Yet it was amazing attack. Now let's see a couple of 11v11 attacks from Lannister Gold. And the first one is a Queen Charge Miners. The Queen will start her walk from 3 and will keep walking down to the south, where with the help of the Wall Wrecker, she will enter into the core of the base. She will lure and then kill the CC and will keep working on the funneling. Please notice how Ivan deployed just a few archers at the town hall. They are pretty safe there. None of the closest defenses can reach them. If, for example, he used the goblins instead, the goblins would have died for sure. In the Wall Wrecker, Ivan had Valks, and unfortunately, since the Wrecker popped too soon and not all of the buildings from the outside were cleared by the baby dragon, these Valks ran outside. Well, that happens. Luckily, the Queen did stay inside and will soon lure the CC. Now, the time was ticking, and in order to avoid the chance of time failing, Ivan started deploying the miners even before the CC troops were lured. Time often works against you when you start the attack with a Queen Walk. That's true. Anyway, with the help of 3 heal spells and Warden's ability, which also serves like a heal by keeping the troops immune to damage, the miners did manage to clear all of the buildings and 3-star this base. Yes, and yes, this attack was a full 3 minutes. Wow. And to the last attack in this recap. Let's wrap it up with some drag bat. Notice how all 4 air defenses on this base are located on one side of the base. It is simply calling for some drag bat. So basically, all that is needed here is to create a funnel for the dragons and properly use the spells. With a couple of loons that were used to check the air traps, the slammer with max loons in it will clear the whole section that is located at the north. And at the same time, at around 8, Gadriel deploys the heroes. They will clear a lot of the buildings on that side and create a perfect funnel for the dragons, so they fly right to the core of the base. Warden's ability is used before the second set of Eagle Shot, and soon enough the bat spells are used. Raged bats work very fast and basically clear all 4 air defenses along with other defense buildings. Last spell, the freeze spell, is used on the multi-target Inferno, and this allowed the bats to clear some extra buildings before they were burned by the Inferno. Now, there were still 6 dragons and only 2 defenses that would target the air troops. These bees did not have any chances. Congrats to Clan FairyTail on this win, and good luck to Lannister Gold in the future wars. By the way, speaking of the future wars, since this recap comes quite late after the regular season finished, we already know that 3 of the featured in this recap clans made it to the playoffs. Varhaiseläke in semi-pro, and both FairyTail and Lannister Gold in amateur. Good luck to all of the clans. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recap. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future recaps and streams. Thanks again, and see you in the future videos.